What's up, people? My name is Dave. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to speed up the overall runtime environment of your Windows machine. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to increase something called the virtual memory. And what it does is it actually turns your hard drive into your RAM. If you don't know what RAM is, basically it's the doorway from which all your information travels from your hard drive. The bigger the door, the more you can fit through at one time, speeding everything from loading your taskbar to your icons, everything. And it's really noticeable, too, and it's really safe. There's just a couple of things that you really have to be careful with because it can make your machine unstable. So, if you're running Windows Vista, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Control Panel. Okay, then we're going to go over here to System and Maintenance, System. Then we're going to go to Advanced System Settings. And then we're going to get past the user account control there. It pisses a lot of people off, but honestly it doesn't bother me. A lot of people mention that you can actually change some of the settings here. Honestly, I didn't even do this, so I don't know why it's actually adjusted. I don't know why Windows didn't choose it for me. But honestly, adjusting the performance doesn't really increase the performance of your computer. Adjusting the theme and adjusting, how, Windows looks, reducing it to 95, it really doesn't have an impact as far as I'm concerned. Especially with XP, it requires way less than half a gig of RAM to run the whole operating system. So, honestly, I don't think it makes much difference. Anyway, we're going to go to Advanced, okay? Then we're going to check out Virtual Memory, okay? Then we're going to go to Change. Now, when you first go into it, that box is going to be checked, okay? So it's already going to have it set up for you. So you're going to uncheck it. Then we're going to go down here to Custom Size. What you need to watch out for is this right here, Space Available, okay? The main thing you need to keep in mind is you don't need to surpass this amount. In fact, you don't even need to get close. When I first started my computer, it was like 3,700 or something like that, give or take. So you can actually double or even triple it safely. You need to do it for both fields. Then after that, you just click Set, click OK, click Apply if applicable, and that's about it. Okay. Now, a few other things you can do to actually increase the speed of your computer. One of the main things you really need to do is keep an eye on your basic housekeeping. You want to make sure that you defrag your computer on a regular basis. I actually have an automatic schedule for it, so it does it automatically. I set it up daily because I do plenty of videos. Run Windows Defender on a regular basis. A lot of people give it a lot crap, but honestly, it's a good program. It'll always update. It's free, and I promise you, you run a full scan, okay, and after a while, if you never run a full scan, after a while, you'll notice that it'll actually speed up your system. Okay. One good utility, you don't have to use this. It's called Advanced Windows Care. I use V2. I don't care for System Care. And basically, it's kind of an all-in-one tool. And it's from IOBit. And basically, it covers everything from spyware removal, security defense, which means it actually takes files and immunizes them from from threats that's held in its own database. You can go to Registry Fix, which will actually fix any registry errors, say from programs you've actually removed, startup management, privacy sweep, it'll get rid of cookies, junk files, it'll also get rid of cookies and anything saved in your temp folder. So that's a cute little program. Another thing you might want to do is go to Internet Options. Now, like I said, if you're running Vista, you need to set it up to where you delete your browser history every single time. The reason why that's important is because you don't want to get your browser bogged down, because after a while you get a list like this and it starts to fill up. So every time you close your browser, it can actually empty. Now, if you're using Windows XP, one thing you can do is you can actually just go to Advanced, then you can go down to I believe it's Browsing, not Security. Security. Look for Empty Temporary Internet Files folder when browser is closed. Check that, hit Apply and all that good stuff, and it'll actually empty those temp folders automatically. On my security, I just leave it on the standard. Privacy, I always go to Advanced. This right here actually being unchecked, I'll check it. Override cookie handling. I'll block third-party cookies. You can always allow session cookies. They're not a big deal. Cookies are basically little bits of information that websites used to follow you around. It stores it on your computer. So Advanced Windows Care get rid of those too if any of them happen to hang about. So contents, I always get rid of all of this stuff. There's no reason to save my autocomplete history. Frankly, it's kind of annoying anyway. So I always get rid of that because basically I fucking hate it. So another thing I like, especially since I have a dock, I always like to open my windows in open my applications in a new window, because every time if I'm on a web page and I want to check something out, or I want to open a browser to check something else out, it'll actually open it into another tab, and then I got to toggle back and forth. So bugger that, I don't want to do that. So anyway, those are one of many things you can do to actually speed up your computer. It's very noticeable. Trust me, this will work. Okay. Now another helpful tip you can actually use is taking care of your startup options. What you can do is you can actually go to Start. You can type in CMD. You don't have to do CMD. You can actually go to you probably can just type in the command itself, and it'll actually pull it up for you. So all those people that are showing you those CMD commands to bring it up, honestly, they're not necessary, but they're kind of cool. At any rate, we're going to go to boot. Mine started out at 30 seconds. I don't need 30 seconds. That's a little ridiculous. So you can reduce it to 5. It's no big deal. You can actually do remove the GUI boot, which basically is mine would say gateway, because I'm running a gateway computer, and excuse me, it would say gateway. So when you remove it, it actually has an Aurora effect, which is pretty dope. But anyway, you can go to services. Anything you don't need or anything you got rid of, you can actually stop it, disable it. But really, be really careful what you disable, because you might actually need it and not even realize it. Start up anything that you don't need to start up when you're I need to get rid of that. Anything that you don't actually need to start up when your computer starts up, there you go. Like I said, remember that doorway from your hard drive to your to your computer, that RAM, it takes up a lot of space. Everybody trying to go through the same doorway at once can actually cause some problems. So that's about it as far as the overall speeding up of your computer. Let's see, what else do we have? Exit without restart. You can go ahead and restart it. It really doesn't matter. But at any rate, this will actually improve your system and speed it up a lot. Make sure you have a decent antivirus program. AVG is pretty good. I'd avoid AVG 9 simply because it keeps turning off Windows Defender, which makes me a little bit nervous. So besides, I don't like to be out of control of my system. So at any rate, that's how you can actually speed up your system. If you like my video, subscribe, or if you have any questions or you want to criticize it, hit me up, and I'll be happy to respond.